When you're facing this buzzsaw of a team, you'd probably consider yourself lucky to make it to this round. But really, how lucky are you? What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to a fun special team up that I called Blinding Barrage. Now, many of you probably remember this exact team up, and it was even used on defense for a short time. So admittedly, I actually made this graphic back when the original War Machine costume first came out, if you can even remember back that far. It really was a fun PvP team, and I actually did refer to them as a buzzsaw because of how fast they tore through an enemy team. So yeah, I always wanted to make a full video of this team, and well, it's better late than never. But as we get started, I do want to give a shout out to Agent Seraph, who is in part responsible for bringing you this hopefully enjoyable video. So let's hear it for them. Now, first of all, for this team, we are full out attack, and that's why our HP is only at 13k. I'm going to be completely honest with you, this is a kill or be killed team, and that's why I wouldn't necessarily recommend them in today's meta. Occasionally, the turn order or a cower proc can really ruin your day. But hey, if you're up for the gamble and a little bit of excitement, before you know it, you can end up shredding multiple enemy teams in the blink of an eye. In this video alone, we're going to run through a number of the most popular teams on defense. The only team I believe is missing was we didn't get to face Invisible Woman and Molly Hayes. And I don't think that's a coincidence because we have plenty of shield breaker with War Machine. Trust me, they would have been obliterated. I was facing so much of that team that I went ahead and put the bursting AISO on our minigun Barrage. So that's a lot of shield breaker coming for your entire team. There's no doubt in my mind I would have had the easiest time ever against that team. And of course they didn't match me up against them a single time. But hey, we did get a chance against many of the other very popular defensive teams, and I like that we started out against Beast and Gamora. Believe it or not, this is going to be our longest match. And so after using the Hailstorm, Beast is going to be very close to death. In fact, Dots will definitely finish him off, and then it's just going to be Gamora all by her lonesome. However, War Machine is in danger of an execution. Like I said, this is a kill or be killed team and we're bound to have casualties. These guys are built for attacking with reckless abandon, but we are going to make a small change right after this match. What we're going to do is equip the Bruiser Safeguard uniform, and I really felt like it did make quite a difference. After that change, the team was stabilized at least a little bit, and I think it gave them just that little bit more security. Of course though, it does depend on the situation. Not exactly what I meant. But we do have this match well in hand because we take down Gamora with a single blinding punches, and now as retaliation for them killing War Machine, we're going to unleash a 1 mile punch on Beast. So yes, they deserved it and I hope they burn it. No, we're not gonna go there. But I had to look up what movie that was from because it slipped my mind, and it was from a movie called A Time to Kill. Of course, what I couldn't forget was it was Nick Fury himself that delivered the line. Alright, and back to the match. As you can see, we're going against the other very fast win team, or well, the only really fast win team right now that works consistently and doesn't have to worry about Iron Fist. Luckily, Luke Cage didn't proc any extra turns, so we're still doing okay. So far, 2 of our heroes took a beating, but we delivered some damage back before they ended up dodging, which I have to say is driving me crazy right now in this preseason, especially with Molly Hayes. She seems to dodge so many attacks it doesn't even make sense. Let me know if you're experiencing the same thing in this preseason. Now, after the enemy agent used the Blackest Void, we first used the Neuropurge to put off balance on Luke Cage and Quicksilver, then we're going to follow that with the Neurotrope and the Warm Zephyr. Now what's funny is sometimes my agent's turn actually fills as long as the rest of the battle. But once all these quick actions are out of the way, we only have the Weather Control Device and the Warbringer Axe to deal with. And speaking of that axe, we're going to turn it on the enemy agent on our next move. So here we go with a big axe attack. It does over 15k and knocks out the enemy agent. Next up, Null is going to use You're Not Worthy, and then my agent's going to step up and protect against a Ragnarok'em Sock'em. Because of the Neurotrope, we're going to counterattack, and it does a massive amount of damage. Since there's only one target left, we'll use an overcharge, but then a single target repulsor ray. This is going to easily finish off Quicksilver and end the match. So there's another match down already, and we're going to fit a few more in before it's all said and done. This portion can be called the decimation of the Red Hulk and Pestilence Beast teams. We're going to run through 2 of those I think in less than 3 minutes. And then I may have saved the best team for last. Now unfortunately we still haven't ran into any infiltrators on defense, and so our Scrapper Quicksilver isn't getting his full potential. I really thought we may have seen one Infiltrator Beast or Gamora by now. Still, we are going after Beast first, and then my agent protects against his Jekyll and Hyde. Fortunately, on my agent's turn we are able to use the Fire Tornado, and I'm pretty lucky that I went with that first because after this he ends up getting stunned, so I really didn't see that one coming. The good news is the enemy agent can only use one quick action, and he ends up going with the Neuro Purge. Then with War Machine up next, we're going straight for the Overcharge and the Minigun Barrage. This AoE attack of course can end up being a very devastating move, especially with tech upgrade and any other buffs you may have. And basically what I'm saying is I did put the automated AISO on his level 9, so his Overcharge also says equip tech action applies tech upgrade to the user. So anyways, that was one Red Hulk and Pestilence Beast team down, and now this team does have an Infiltrator, so we're going to focus on them first. Now I have to say that's bad news bears for them because we have Pulverized on our Blinding and Bleed on our tag team, so they are taking quite a bit of damage as a full team, and they're getting some bleed stacks as well. And yes, you could do those AISO the other way around, but for now that's the way I have it. Now Red Hulk does unfortunately hit us with a Gamma Bomb, but it causes yet another tag team, and their agent is very close to death. Plus Red Hulk himself will take a counterattack because we do have an Infiltrator War Machine. Then once again we're on the long part of the battle where we have to use quite a few quick actions, and then finally War Machine is going to easily finish this fight. But hey, I suppose we have to be thorough and play it safe. So after using Fire Tornado, we'll use the Neurotrope, followed by the Neuro Purge, and then we should probably attack Beast with the axe. He definitely has the most HP and he's up next, so we'll go ahead and try to cut him down. I don't think we'll quite make it, and yes, we do come up just short. However, his dots are going to finish him off. So after this, the only thing left to do is to fire our Minigun Barrage. And first we check that we don't have exhausted, so we will use an Overcharge and easily take down both of the enemies. It really is quite impressive with over 1,000 on every critical hit, or nearly every hit. Those easy victories over Pestilence Beast and Red Hulk now take us into our final fight. This time we're facing a 20k HP Molly Hayes and Null team up. Of course they don't have shields, but it really wouldn't matter because like I said, we do have the bursting on our level 6 with the original costume War Machine. And I suppose we're going to focus on Molly Hayes early even though they're all bruisers. That's when it's a bad time to have a Scrapper Quicksilver. But it is what it is, and at least we take her down to 14,696 HP. Still more health than my team, but we knew she was going to use Raspberry, and so she doesn't do any damage. Then with my agent we'll start with the Fire Tornado, followed by the Neuro Gadgets. The Purge will definitely help against Luke Cage because he'll no longer use preemptive hits, and the Neurotrope is for the counterattack, as well as hopefully giving something like strength in the War Machine. And then we should have attacked their agent, that way Molly would have protected. Instead we targeted her so their agent took the hit. However, when you have an AoE attacker like War Machine, it's really not that bad to spread out the damage. In fact, since their agent does protect against area attacks as well, he takes the full brunt of the first hit. This drops his health pretty low, and so now we can actually take him out first. Quicksilver does it before we even finish our thought. So now on his turn we can focus on Molly, and 2 single target attacks will take her within dot range. At this point I think you're seeing that a 20k Null and Molly Hayes team have no chance against us. Once this buzzsaw starts spinning, it can cut down just about anyone in front of them. However, with such low health you will need a little bit of luck, and the AI probably can't handle them well enough. But hey, it is a ton of fun, and if you don't mind losing every once in a while, they're definitely worth taking out for a spin. Then with these final repulsor rays, that's going to be it for a throwback look at Team Blinding Barrage. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck and take care.